Welcome back. RBI policy has been announced today by the Governor Shaktikantadas. Now, the reverse repo rate has been reduced from 4% to 3.75%, thus creating a virtual cycle of lending and reducing the cost of transmission. Whether the banks actually go out and lend this money is another question. Now, just because the reverse repo rate has been reduced from 4 to 3.75%, and the banks don't get much by keeping their money with Reserve Bank of India, does that mean that they will go out in a rush and lend money to people, and that to just to anybody? Encourage? Does that really change the scenario? I don't think so. That's too small a cut, first of all. Secondly, just because of this reason, people will not go and lend. Look at the background in which banks are operating. Because of many of the customers having turned NPAs and they are more increasing, they would be very careful not to have more NPAs on their books. And this would discourage them. They would be very, very loath and very careful to go and lend to people, which is the intention of the RBI. So I don't think this is itself going to be sufficient. Second thing is that they have said that when you are calculating the NPAs, the moratorium of 90 days that the institutions have to give to their customers should be excluded from the calculation of this NPA, 6-month NPA period. Now, that's a temporary reprieve. It seems that RBI is only keeping the entities viable till this lockdown is lifted. It does not address the critical issues of adding liquidity, and neither does it address the more important issues of fall in the economic growth and how will that revive. 50,000 crores are by way of TROs, and they're reserved for NBFCs. It seems it is in a ratio of 50-50 to the large NBFCs and the small NBFCs. 10,000 crores goes to the NHBs, the National Housing Boards. So now the question is that is this sufficient? It does not appear so in terms of the scale of the problems that are confronting the NBFCs at this point of time. Does not look to be sufficient. Well, I think this is being called as Bazooka 2.0 by RBI, but it does nothing to go and put money in the pockets of the small and medium enterprises who have virtually come to a standstill. You cannot just allow these people to function on their own and then also say that they have to pay salaries when they're earning no income during the lockdown period. Now, we should be fair to the Indian government at the same time. For example, you have the UK Finance Minister Rishi Sunak talk about loans against guarantees. So everything of the bazookas that they have unleashed do not also necessarily equal to or to creating a package for their corporates, for their individuals, for their medium and small enterprises as a large percentage of their respective GDPs. Loans against guarantees itself, you cannot say that this is itself a part of a big stimulus package which creates a large percentage of the GDP. You have to exclude these items. But India is yet to unleash something like what United States has done, is go and put like $250 billion, release it as loans to small and medium enterprises, and another $250 billion is lying with the Congress for them to approve now. So they have really unleashed money, or what I would call as helicopter money. I think eventually India will also have to do that. Of course, it has its own problems of deficit financing and really creating a big budget deficit. But probably that will be the only option that the Indian government have. It is coming sooner or later, as was hinted by the RBI governor himself. Anyway, these were my comments about the Reserve Bank Bazooka 2.0, as it is being popularly called. More steps will be needed to resurrect the Indian economic growth and to make it come out of its deep slumber as a consequence of the lockdown, which was also necessary because of the spreading coronavirus. Good step by the Prime Minister. In any event, all these things need to be taken into consideration while understanding how the market should react. Markets have so far reacted negatively, and that negative tone which I mentioned in my earlier video today will continue for the rest of the day today. Happy investing. Take care. Bye-bye.